Organizing the network is going to consist primarily of assigning IP addresses to each server. Now, if I look at the IP address for this server, we can see that it is 192.168.0.113, which was arbitrarily assigned to it by my router. And this is largely fine, but it will change over time. So if your server resets or your network resets, then it will give it a new IP address, and managing those can be annoying if you're using them frequently. Also, it sort of conflicts with the address range that my devices use. So my phone and my laptop here use addresses in the same range. So my laptop might be 192.168.0.112. And personally, I like to have my network organized a little more than this. So what we're going to do is assign it an address that it will have permanently, and it will always have that address. Now, your address can be anywhere up to 255, so long as it doesn't conflict with any of the other devices on your network. And since I don't have 200 devices on this network, unfortunately, I will be assigning my servers addresses in that range to keep them segregated from everything else I'll be using. Now, there are a number of different ways to do this, and fortunately, Ubuntu offers a pretty simple one. That's going to be NetPlan. So if I just explore the Etsy folder, we can see right here there's the NetPlan folder. And in there we have the 00 installer config YAML file. And this is just going to give a YAML configuration for our network. So let's edit that file. And here we can see the default configuration. So we only have one network, and it's using Ethernet. Here is the name of the device, and it is using DHCP4 and version 2. And all we need to do is edit this file to include a little bit more information. So here we can see the configuration file for the NetPlan, and our network is using Ethernet, and it only has one Ethernet device, that is ENO1, and we are using DHCP4, and it's version 2. So all we need to do is add a little bit of more information in order to get this working how we want. So first, we're going to specify the addresses. Now, addresses takes a bulleted list. So here we're going to specify the address we want for this machine. And I want 192.168.0.200. And then we need to put /24, followed by the address of our gateway. Now, the gateway is your router. So it's the gateway through which this thing is connecting to the internet and the rest of your network. And this does not take a bulleted list because you only have one gateway. So you can put in as many IP addresses as you want, and in fact, you can have one device with multiple IP addresses, but you're only going to have one gateway, and that's the IP address of your router. Now, you'll need to look this up to see what it is for you specifically, but in my case, it is 192.168.0.1. So now we can write this out, and then we can apply what we just wrote. Okay, so now if I do IPA, we can see right here that I now have the address 192.168.0.200 for this device. But we can see that it also still has the previous one, .113. So we need to remove 113 from the device. Technically you don't. Like I said, you can have multiple IP addresses for one device, and you could use either one to refer to it, but for cleanliness and the point of this being organizing the network, I'm going to want to remove this. Fortunately, it's very simple, so sudo IP address delete, and then we're going to specify which one we want to get rid of, so 192.168.0.113/24 and dev, and then the specific device that you are using. So in my case, it is this ENO1. Now that I have entered this command, we can see that my command prompt has frozen and it's not taking any more input from me. And the reason for this is that I just deleted the IP address through which I had connected to it on SSH. So I'm just going to open a new window in the terminal. We'll kill that process and we'll go to the new IP address. Now, since it has a new IP address, it doesn't recognize the device, so we're going to add it, and we'll give our password, and now we're back. And if I type IPA again, we can see that our ENO1 internet device now has the address .200, and the .13 is nowhere to be found. And so that is how you basically set up the static IP address for your machine. And like I said at the beginning, it will always have this IP address. It does not matter if the router restarts. It does not matter if the server restarts. We could lose power in my entire city, and once it comes back on, this system will have this IP address, which is really good for your internal network. Now, one thing to make clear, though, is that your internal addresses are different from your external addresses, and you can set a static IP address doing this for internal addresses, but not for your external one. That requires you to be in contact with your internet service provider. So this is for local machines only. This is the IP address for my local machine. Alright, so we all know how this part works. If this video is useful to you, please hit the like button. It helps me grow the channel and it'll help other people find the video. Also, this is part of a larger project where I'm trying to build a company starting with just 3 old laptops. So if you're interested in seeing how I do that, you can hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notifications when I upload a new video. So thank you for watching.